On this episode, we're going to be talking about Faxanadu. Or is it Faxanadu? Why can't they just make one retro game with a title we can actually pronounce?
There are thousands of classic games, and just as many ways of rating them. But if you love retro games as much as I do, and just want to know if a game is worth playing, then only one question need be answered.
Faxanadu was published by Nintendo in 1989, licensed by Falcom, and developed by Hudson Soft. It's a complicated mess, but it's a side story to the second game in Falcom's Dragon Slayer series called Xanadu. No, not that one. Apparently the word Faxanadu is a hybrid of Famicom and Xanadu. In which case most of us have been saying it wrong all along. As a side note, Legacy of the Wizard is the fourth game in the Dragon Slayer series, so Faxanadu and Legacy of the Wizard are actually connected. Weird. The back of the box says, "You are the elves' last hope. Outside the town walls lurk monsters with the power to destroy anything in their path." Really? You are searching for the water source and for an antidote to the poison that makes the water undrinkable. So dramatic. Apparently meteorites rain down on the world tree, making the dwarves go crazy and poisoning the well water. So, our nameless hero has to save the elves since no one else will. Lazy. Sheesh, these people are helpless. Actually, all these people look like they hate their job. They look exhausted and frumpy with super dry eyes that require constant blinking. Overall, the story is decent, if not a little weird. It's better than Save the Princess, so that's good. Graphically, Faxanadu can be described as moody in every shade of brown, a stark contrast to bright, colorful action-adventure games like Zelda. While this makes levels hard to distinguish and feel very samey, it also makes the world tree feel somehow more mature. There are some differences between areas, like the Land of Mist, but more distinctive levels would have been nice. As for gameplay, Faxanadu is an action-adventure side-scroller with RPG elements and an interconnected world. It has similarities to Zelda 2 and Castlevania 2, but with its unique stylized presentation, it's really in a category of its own. Sometimes enemies drop this nasty-looking loaf of flesh which restores your health, and often they drop gold. You can use your pretty golds to upgrade weapons, armor, shields, and acquire more powerful magic abilities like fire and death. Shops also sell potions and keys. I mean, for crying out loud! The coolest item, the wing boots, lets you fly upward in a standing position.
I'm flying.
Oh boy. It's important to visit gurus often. As you gain experience, they'll give you a new title like Battler or Superhero. This doesn't do much except you'll start with a higher base experience and amount of gold when you resurrect. And since you'll likely die more than a few times, make sure you ask the guru for a mantra. The back of the box describes them as long, secret mantras. Ain't that the truth? Or something like that. The music is hit and miss. Some tracks are delightful. And others are repetitive. But overall, the soundtrack is above average. The controls are decent, but you can't control yourself mid-air and it suffers from knockback damage syndrome. Fortunately, falls are usually just setbacks down to a lower level rather than insta-deaths into pits, water, or spikes. Faxanadu isn't too hard, but there are times you may have to grind to save money for more powerful weapons, suits of armor, or spells. This can lead to the feeling that the game is repetitive, but this is a minor gripe. Now for the real question. Is it fun? Yes, it's really fun. It has a perfect blend of gritty, real-world mood and magical fantasy theme. The world feels dangerous with grotesque monsters, and yet you feel hopeful as you acquire new gear and rise to meet each new challenge. There's a real sense that you're on a quest, facing the unknown, a sense of adventure that many NES games lack. While it's similar to a few games, it's definitely not derivative. It feels like its own game, and it's quite good in its own right. Sure, it has flaws, but it has an intangible something that makes it such a joy to play.